Welcome to the Morning Wood. I'm your host, John Heiss. I'm joined, as always, by my friend, the great Matt Modai. Everybody knows that the best time to start laying the wood to the books is in the morning. So that's what we do every single morning on this channel. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do that right now. You're never going to want to miss another one of these shows for as long as you live. Get the notifications on, too, because you know you're going to forget sometimes. While you're doing all that, let's take a look at what we did yesterday. Matt, not good. I wore my shirt today just because of this. I had Dyson Daniels over 2.5 first quarter points, minus 120. He got 2. One fun thing that I learned was that I can say I got hooked, and it really not really the same as being hooked, but it kind of is because he did score 2 points and we needed him to score over 2.5. So that lost. He missed a couple. From what I heard, I didn't even see the game. So I heard from my buddy Curtis that he missed a bunny right before he got pulled out of the game, so that sucked. But then Sengun over 1.5 assists in the first quarter, plus 143. That did not hit. He had 1 assist, so you got hooked.
Yep,
I got hooked.
Yeah,
but we'll move on from that. What happened to you?
The hell? Well, I also got a bunch of hooks. Trae Young had 11 assists. Sengun had 5 assists. So it's just one of those. It's just one of those days. What are you going to do? You have to you have to take that stuff in stride. Some days you're going to get hooked twice. Just going to get doubly penetrated by the hooks. And the Brunson one wasn't even close. But I'm going to say that was a hook, just because even
felt like he got hooked there.
All he was, if he hit 5 more baskets, and they were all 2-pointers, then I think I would have been hooked. Or maybe it was 6. I forget. I think he ended with 14 points. So he was right there. Yeah, basically saying he was right there.
Yes, that was a tough night. I ended up taking Kuminga over 4.5 points. I did 5+ minus 110 at ESPN right before that game started. Sending out the Dub Club. Shout out you guys. Nice work. Link in the description if you want in. But I could have done 6+ plus 135, but then I bitched out and I went 5+, and then sure enough, he scored like 6 points in the first quarter. I think 8 points in the first quarter. I was like, dude. So being a weenie and not going plus money is going to cost you money, and I just cost myself money last night. But we're not here to talk about yesterday. We're here to talk about today. We got a big game tonight in the NFL, Thursday Night Football, Rams 49ers. I'm sure you're looking at some NBA, so why don't you tell me what you want? Tell me, what are you doing?
Yeah, first bet that we're locking in here is Brock Purdy, 250-plus passing yards.
Ooh.
I feel like, the general public is out on the 49ers, and I get it because they went to the Super Bowl last year. They're having a bad year this year for their standards. Brock has hit this number in 7 of 12 games, and one of those games was the blizzard, snow, windy blizzard game that doesn't really count. So if you take that one out, it's 7 of 11 games with an average of 267 passing yards per game. That's pretty good. You look at the matchup and you look at the situation the 49ers are dealing with. I mean, do they even have a healthy running back? They're missing their top 8 running backs, basically, is what it feels like. Isaac Arendo had a good game last week. He's now hurt. They're starting a guy named Patrick Taylor who's got 2 first names. You can never trust a guy with 2 first names.
Mm-hmm.
Or
he might have 2 last names.
Even worse. That's even worse. 2 last names is even less trustworthy. Yeah. And then the other guy, Izzy Abanikanda, shout out Sir Mix-a-Lot, Anaconda. He was just signed. He's just got there. So long story short, they're going to be throwing the ball a ton. And you can pass on the Rams. 24th ranked passing defense, according to DVOA. Looking through their game log, they've gotten smoked through the air. I mean, last week, Josh Allen just hung 342 yards on them. Drake May passed for 282 yards without an offensive line and with 11 third-string receivers. Geno Smith passed for 363 against them. Earlier this year, Purdy went for 292 against them. So, yeah, Purdy, 250-plus passing yards. Take it to the bank.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I went with one of his receiving targets, Deebo Samuel, to catch a pass, San Francisco first drive, plus 178 on FanDuel. That's with a boost. Now, before we go any further, this is a bullshit market, all right? We should not be betting in this market, but it is what it is. We're going to do it tonight because we all saw what this guy tweeted. He's mad about not getting the ball. I don't blame him. If I was playing football, I would want the ball too. There's nothing wrong with that. Here's the thing. We all work at jobs, and at every job in the history of jobs, people always get mad about their role. When that happens, they go to HR and they find out just how valuable they are to the company. Some people end up with a new title. Some may even get a raise, and some just get fired. All we have to do is ask ourselves, if we worked at the 49ers and a guy like Debo went to HR, what would happen to him? Now, I doubt he gets a raise, but I also doubt he gets fired. I think he firmly fits in the new title category. Now, does a new title mean anything? Of course not. But to him, it does. And what it means tonight is he's getting targeted multiple times on the first drive. These plays are scripted before the game, so it's an obvious way for the 49ers to say, hey, you're important to us. Here's that ball you wanted. Then, if he doesn't get the ball much after that, they can always just lean on the fact that they tried to get him involved early. Everyone wins, especially us. Feels right.
I like it. If you're into that market, A.J. Brown, same exact logic. He's definitely getting the ball the first drive. In this same game, I also took Kyren Williams, 80-plus rushing yards, plus 140 odds is what I got this at Bet365. This is really just to play on the volume. Like, he just gets an insane amount of carries. Like, he's only had one game this year where he did not get 15 carries. That was week 2, weird game. They were down like 21-0 in the first quarter. They ended up just resting their starters in the second half of that game. Even including that game, he averages 19.3 carries per game. You take that game out, he averages 82.3 rushing yards per game. He's hit 80 or more rushing yards in 7 of 12 games. We're getting this for plus 140, the most important thing here. And the 49ers run defense, they're not the Carolina Panthers or the Dallas Cowboys, but they're below average, 20th ranked run defense, according to DVOA. They have the most missed tackles per attempt in the NFL, meaning they miss the most tackles. Kyron's not going to make you think he's prime Shady McCoy or Saquon Barkley in terms of making guys miss, but he'll make one guy miss, and then he'll get the yards that's given to him. 11th most missed tackles in the NFL. And again, it's just a volume play. If you're telling me he's going to get 20-plus carries, which he probably will, I'll gladly take for him to get to 80-plus yards, which he also probably will. Last time these two teams played, he had 89 rushing yards on 24 carries. And I know what the haters are going to say. He just had 29 carries on Sunday. So how can he have a good game 4 days after that? I will just point those haters back to last year when he played on Thursday Night Football after getting 27 carries the week prior. So Sunday, 27 carries, then played on Thursday. He had over 100 yards in that game. I'm only asking him to get to 80 tonight. So yeah, as you would say, it felt right.
I like it. I'm going to go with a guaranteed parlay for my next one. Matthew Stafford, 225-plus passing yards, combined with Puka Nacua, 80-plus receiving yards. That's plus 102 on FanDuel. This is as free as the air we're all breathing right now, but it tastes like that premium air that they charge money for. That's because it's a premium move. For starters, Matthew Stafford is easily going 225-plus yards tonight. He already went 221-plus yards on these guys earlier this season, and before you say 221 isn't 225, we know. We can count. But what we also know is Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp didn't even play in that game. He was literally throwing balls to people that he doesn't even know, complete strangers, and he still went 221. Now, I already said that he didn't have Puka Nacua last time, but he has him this time. That's important because the only other time these two have played together against the 49ers is last season when Puka baptized San Fran for 147 yards. We only need 80 tonight. They just went for twice that last week against the Buffalo Bills. This feels easy.
I like it. I was debating taking a Puka Nacua receiving yards prop, and then as I was pressing submit on the bet, the line changed on me, and it just made me realize it wasn't meant to be. But yeah, there's no chance that's not cashing. I'm gonna head to the NBA, and what do you do when you're in a cold streak in the NBA? You bet a 3-point prop, because the only way to get out of the fire is by playing with more fire. That's what everybody says. Play with fire is what you tell you. I'm guessing that's what you told your kids when they were growing up.
Just light another fire.
Exactly. But this is one that I think you'll like. It's over 1.5, and it's at plus 139. That screams like a good, 3-point market. So what we're doing here is Ochai Agbaji. I should probably say what the bet is. Ochai Agbaji over 1.5 made 3-pointers, plus 139 at Caesars. This is an insane price. I get Agbaji's not going to make anybody think he's Steph Curry, but he's played 11 games this year without Scotty Barnes, who is out for this game and for this foreseeable future. He's made 2 or more 3-pointers in 8 of those 11 games. Now, he's only hit more than 2, like 3 times, but we're not asking him to do that. We're just asking him to make 2. In those 11 games, he's averaging about 5 3-point attempts per game. That doesn't sound crazy, But you have to keep in mind that the majority of his 3-pointers are wide open and they're from the corner. So you can stomach a 40% hit rate if that's what we're asking him. With that being the case, for context, he averages he shoots 47% from the corner this year, and 45% of his 3-pointers per NBA.com are considered either open or wide open. Open being 4 to 6 feet of space, wide open being 6 or more feet of space. And to give you context there, he shoots 50% from deep on wide open 3-pointers. The majority of those come from the corner. I haven't even talked about the matchup yet against the Miami Heat, which is very good. The Heat allow the second most corner 3-pointers made in the NBA on the 4th most attempts. That's what they do. They let you shoot from the corner. They don't give up much to the pick and roll ball handler. Agbaji takes the most corner threes on the Raptors. And as I mentioned, he shoots 47% from the corner. So he's probably going to get up 5 or more 3-pointers. He's probably going to make 2 of them. And we just got this at plus 139.
That feels right. It feels like something could happen in the first quarter too, which I like.
It probably will.
Yep. I'm a big first quarter guy. All right. That's going to do it for today. Man, that was awesome. I feel like we just swept. So we took yesterday's losses, made them today's wins. That was smart of us to do. I'm glad we did that. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Get the notifications on. We're going live at 4 p.m. today to use the tools at OddsJam to find even more bets. You're not going to want to miss that. Modi, tell them where to find you.
Yeah, Twitter, at Jedi Modi, YouTube, at Jedi Modi, and everything you could ever want, you can find there.
Awesome. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.